Hello, welcome to Captain Dorja's Armory. This is Captain Dorja, coming at you from the 8.6 test server. This is the American Tier 10 heavy tank, the T-57 Heavy. This video is not really going to be so much about this tank as it is going to be about the new map, Sacred Valley. So we're going to talk a little bit about that map, and then we're not really going to talk about the T-57 at all, and then we're going to go straight into the battle. The only reason why I'm showing the T-57 on this is because out of the matches I had on Sacred Valley, the one in the T-57 Heavy I did the best in. I thought it was the least fail of them all that I had, so we're gonna talk a little bit about the map now before we get in there and take a look at it. What I want to say about that map is that, first of all, it's set in Korea and it's wintry. And it really reminds me a lot of the PS2 game Mercenaries. If anybody's played that game, made by LucasArts probably almost 10 years ago now. I love that game. So anything that makes me think more about Mercenaries makes me happy. So that was my initial impression of that map when I was watching the Mighty Jingles and Quickybaby doing their Sacred Valley map reviews. I immediately thought, holy crap, this looks just like Mercenaries. I am happy. So, my next thing I wanted to say about that map is that the terrain in it is really broken up. And what I mean by that is it's not really broken up with like giant mountains. It's really broken up by just little humps of earth and like bumpy terrain, lots of rocks, lots of destructible chest-high stone walls, which are incredibly frustrating because they block your shots and you have to shoot them or run them over to get them out of the way. There's a lot of that kind of thing. There's a lot of destructible single-story buildings, things like that. Lots and lots of bushes and other forms of soft cover, and the map is very open. So my impression of the map is that it's going to be dominated by mid to close range dogfights and artillery. And the reason why I say that is because the map's pretty open, so artillery will be able to hit just about anywhere without too much trouble. There's one large hill that's going to have some artillery shadow behind it, but I don't know how useful that artillery shadow will be because of where that hill's positioned, and with only something like 5 or 6 games on Sacred Valley and just driving around in it once for fun, it's kind of hard to tell exactly where the brilliant arty safe positions will be. But the reason why I think the close quarters knife fighting and mid-range fights are going to be the way that map rolls is because the amount of bushes, buildings, walls, and humps in the ground were making it, for me at least, pretty difficult to detect people at long range. And then when you did detect someone at long range, or when you were out on the flank and a teammate detected somebody, it was really hard to get a clear line of sight because there would be some broken up ground in the way, or there would be a stone wall or a little building or what have you. So that's my initial impression of the map, and we're going to take a look at it at battle on that map in this tank. So let's jump into the battle straight away. Well, this is the Sacred Valley map. You can see that we're in the T-57 Heavy. Again, just remember, this video is not about the tank itself or how the tank plays. This is about the map. You can see as we look around with the camera that this map is very densely populated with trees. You basically can't see any ground outside of within 50 meters of the vehicle, excluding up here, and mountains that you can't get onto. And just about everywhere where there's not trees, there's a lot of buildings. All the single-story buildings in this map are destructible. So all these buildings right here, destructible. All these stone walls that we're seeing, those are destructible stone walls that will stop at one shell and then be destroyed, or they can be ran over by your vehicle. So as you can see, the map is abundantly covered in concealment and the type of things that I like to call soft cover. Um, Generally, when I use the term soft cover, I'm referring to bushes or things that protect you but can only be hit once, and then the protection is gone, like a stone wall, a destructible house, or a pickup truck in a city map, stuff like that. Also, I'll use the term concealment quite a bit. The difference there in my terminology would be that, for example, that M48 pad that I've just been shooting, if he's parked behind a rock, which protects him from my fire, he has cover. If he's sitting in a bush, which protects me from seeing him, so I can't shoot him, he has concealment. The moment his concealment is gone, he's vulnerable. So that's what I mean when I say concealment rather than cover. I'm not trying to say cover, I'm trying to say concealment, so it's not the same thing. You can see this map has quite a bit of concealment. These medium tanks here and tank destroyers down there, they've spotted these enemies, and they're at quite close range. That Object 263 is only 114 meters away. He's so close that from where I'm sitting, I do have the easy line of fire on him, but that thing's so well armored, I'm having a lot of trouble penetrating. I'm pretty surprised, actually, that the mouse was able to penetrate me. But anyway, again, this isn't about the gameplay of the tank, it's about the map. If you look around, the map is really broken up with all these little humps in the terrain like we have right in front of me. Types of things like this, and these little ridges over here. Stuff like what you can see down here and over in the area of the capture circle. All those little ridges are going to make it... It's just going to add to the difficulty of playing a long-range tank in this map. Like, first of all, you're going to have to find a shot through all the buildings and walls. Then you're going to have to find a shot where you can aim effectively through the foliage. Then you're going to have to find a shot where there's no terrain in the way, no actual land. So I think for people who like to drive stuff like the E50 or maybe the Tiger, I think they're going to be at a disadvantage to people who like to drive, say, a T54 or an IS. Things where their natural environment is 50 to 150 meters, I don't think are going to have many issues with this map. The only issue I can see potentially is, look how open it is. And there are several village areas. On the mini-map, you have a large town here, a large town here. This back corner, you've got a large town here. But all the buildings in these towns are composed of destructible material. So they'll provide you artillery cover, but it's going to be pretty limited. And artillery will be able to just blast the buildings down if they really want to hit you, or a medium tank shoots out the building and an artillery shoots you, things like that. I think this map is going to be, because of the openness and the lack of hard cover, I think this map is going to be pretty well dominated by mid-range brawling, short-range brawling, and artillery. Now down here, you can see the mountain, which is located here on the map. I don't think it's possible to actually get on top of that mountain, but it does have a lot of opportunity for hull-down locations on the hillside, sort of side-scraping like almost. There's a lot of terrain features over there that I unfortunately don't go over near. So there could be some opportunity for some good fighting around there. But again, I think it'll be pretty close range because the area is riddled with bushes and there's a lot of terrain features that are going to make range engagements difficult. Also, behind that mountain is probably about the only place where you're going to be artillery safe on this entire map. So that is worth mentioning. The Sacred Valley map, I think it's going to be an interesting map. It might become kind of an arty map. That will make some people happy and some people upset, no doubt. Personally, I don't think artillery are too unbalanced in this game. I was around in early beta when you had a Hummel's one-shotting tier 8 tanks with the accuracy of an E50M and the damage of 2 Jagdpanzer 100s. So I mean, really, there's not too much to complain about now with artillery. Mostly my only real beef is that I get tired of the shots where they hit you and they kill 3 crew members, break both tracks and your ammo rack and gun. That kind of thing annoys me. But I think this might be a good artilleryman's map. And as you can see, the battle here has ended, as has my limited preview of the Sacred Valley map. Just because I want to throw it out there. Other people have done more comprehensive, better previews of this map. The Mighty Jingles, his YouTube name is Bohemian Eagle. He's one of my like 2 channels that I refer. The other one, Quickybaby, he did a really good map preview of this. You can find his channel on my page as well. I believe his YouTube channel is called Quickybaby. I think it's Quickybaby TV. But anyway, you can find him pretty easily if you want a more comprehensive look at this map. Anyway, that's all for now. So Captain Dorja here with Captain Dorja's Armory, and just remember, you can never have enough big guns.